It's ISO on, and we back with another episode, my first 226 Prospect episode. And with me is Austin Goosby of Melissa. You got me here in like way up north Austin, but that means you can really play if I'm gonna drive up here. But man, how's everything going?
It's all going good. Just started school up. We getting back to the groove, yes sir.
Yeah, Austin, so people don't know, I was covering middle school basketball. This was when I first started, one of the first times I was like getting to it. I was watching 6th grade basketball. It was kind of brutal, but it was fine. So I see this little guard, right, you know, giving the business. You're also playing with your brother, Trevor, who's at University of Texas, an O-lineman. We'll get to him. And I'm like, hey man, what's your name? What grade? He said 226. He's a 4th grader playing up. So like, Austin, did you always play up?
Yeah, I've always played up, like since having 2 older brothers and they're friends, always playing up is always what I've known, and just like rolling the ball out there. They didn't care how big I was or how little I was. Just always playing up was what I know.
What was your game like early? Have you always been this like versatile guard, or did you have to like play one side? Like I remember interviewing Kaysen, he was like 5 years old playing with his brother at like 8U. He was playing on the one side of the court because he wasn't no use.
Yeah.
But like, how was your beginning look like?
Nah, mine was definitely different. They had me all over the court playing defense and stuff. I was over there in defensive stance, you know how it go, like sliding up and down. Like they didn't really care. Like they was just throwing me out there. Yeah.
So just talk about like, you know, your basketball journey. You obviously were big time football prospect. You're not playing football this year, right? So just talk about that, what led to that decision, because you were a high major level football. You're a receiver, right? And then obviously, you know, you got Kansas now, K-State, I mean, Texas, I mean, plethora of high majors. So let's talk about the decision of choosing basketball over football.
Yeah, so since I've grown up, I've always played like flag football, tackle football, and also playing basketball here and there. I used to think I was like really good at like football. So like I feel like that was my thing when I was younger, but like around like, I want to say 6th, 7th grade, I took a year off of football and like started focusing actually on basketball. And I feel like that's more like when I started like transferring over to like basketball more. And then like when I moved up here to Melissa, I was like, yeah, I got it for basketball.
Right. So you have 2 older brothers, right?
Yes,
Obviously, one, Trevor, we know is at University of Texas. He's actually projected to be in the 226 NFL draft. And your oldest one, right? He was a football player too.
He played football like 9th grade, quit, and then started playing just straight basketball.
Okay.
That's the hooper of the family, right?
Oh, okay. That's the straight hooper.
That's the straight hooper.
Got you. So, you know, seeing both of their paths. One was a hooper, one's obviously in football. And then what's some advice, or maybe not advice that you got from them, but what have you noticed with their journey that is helping you now?
Yeah, so they've always pushed me like when I was little, but like my oldest brother's journey is like, it's crazy. Like he was a hooper, like for real. He just didn't have like the looks and like the height as much as us. So like I like still like learned from him pretty much, but as like and then Trevor's just huge now, so like
right.
That's just how it go with genes and everything. But I still look up to Grant like as much as anybody, probably more like than anybody.
And your dad was an athlete too. So what's the best, like every home has like this, like a motto or kind of what they stand by. Where do you feel like y'all's are from a non-sport in a sport aspect? Like what is something like from a Goosby household like that your guys stand on?
Keep the family together pretty much. So like to these days we'll like still keep up with like family and friends we used to like stay like within in our childhood and like stuff like that pretty much.
Yeah, so what's the best advice you've gotten through this basketball journey so far?
Hard work. That's all I've learned from my dad, my mom, everybody, just hard work. That's all I learned from coaches growing up and everything.
I know you probably get DMs and random texts and stuff, so how has it been, first off, juggling all that, and just how has your life kind of changed since the blow up?
Yeah, so I'm grateful to have all this recognition, but like, I'm always still grinding to get to that next spot. It's like a hit list, as like Kobe used to say, like keep going, like get the next person. But like in middle school, I wasn't always like looked upon like a top 10 like recruit, but that just motivated me more, I feel like.
Yeah, so talk about your hit list. What is on your hit list? What is on your hit list that you can share?
It's definitely everyone above me. I just look at that and I'm like, yeah, I'm coming for that. That's what I feel like.
So just talk about, like, what does a day look like for you right now? You wake up, eat whatever. So what's a day in the life of Austin Goosby?
So I wake up around 5:50. I'm up like getting ready and everything. I'm like one of the first 10 people, usually some other people like that are getting in there and getting ready. Like first 10 people in the gym, I'm always the last to leave. helping everyone get set up. Our coaches are always in there, always in there early. So I'm like, I know they're in there, so I'm gonna be up there too.
Mm-hmm. So what do you do after that?
After that, we just shower up, go straight to school. Definitely in the school building is what they teach here. You gotta be a leader in there. You can't be a leader on the court if you're not a leader in the classroom. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and then practice. Then y'all have practice in the afternoon and stuff?
No, we don't have practice in the afternoon. It's just the morning.
It's just the morning. So do you have do another workout after that?
Yeah, I'll always work out later in the day with my trainer that's up here, Melissa.
Okay, good. What is Austin Goosby? We talk about recruitment, and I know it's getting heavier. It's still 2 years away. But what is an ideal fit for you? Because coaches are gonna watch this, right? What's the ideal fit for you? Not as far as a place, but just, okay, I'm at home, or I feel like this is a safe place for me to be the best version of myself. What does that look like for a college program?
I feel like pieces of coaches around me that can always just always pour into me, giving me advice and here and there, and that's why I feel like I have here right now. That's why I haven't left yet. I feel like this is the place for me right now. Yeah,
and I know you probably get poached, try to get poached by those prep schools and everything like that. And it's funny, and you make whatever best decision for you and your family at the end of the day. But when you look at guys like Tyrese Maxey, we look like De'Aaron Fox, even Jamias Ramsey, who came back to Duncanville, they all came back. They're all, even look guys like Dink Pate, the G League with Mexico City, finished off his high school career at Pinkston. Do you look at guys like that and see okay, maybe I don't have to go out to get what I want, or just kind of what's your thought process on that?
Yeah, for sure look at them, and that's a huge factor. I know I can stay here, so they did the same thing, so I feel like I could do that too. I know I see all these people going to prep schools and everything, and yeah, that's helpful a lot, but I feel like I got what I need here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So just talk about your long-term goals. So let's get to that. 5 years, what does it look like for you?
5 years from now, I want to probably be in the league for sure, but you never know what happens. I might need to develop more, but you never know. Hopefully I'm in the league and I'm doing my thing. That's what I feel like.
And what does 10 years look like?
10 years, I for sure want to be an all-star in the league, ready to step up into high major roles in NBA teams. That's what I feel like.
Yeah. Okay, so now Austin, we're going to talk about the personal side of you. Who is Austin Goosby? What's some stuff you like to do off the court?
Off the court? I get asked that a lot, and I'm basketball, all I be doing, but I be listening to music a lot, chilling, video games, all of that stuff. I be hanging with my friends, some of my people on my AAU team, but that's about it.
Yeah, what video game you like to play?
Right now I'm playing Siege, Call of Duty. There's this game called Rust. You probably don't know about it.
I've seen it. I've seen it. I hadn't played it. I haven't downloaded it yet. But is it like that?
It's like that.
Because it's like a survival game.
Yeah, and it's you gotta grind.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had a State of Decay 2 or something like that. I used to play it. Yeah. Survival games are fun. It's hard as hell.
They're hard.
Yeah. I get a little nervous playing those. So.
I be getting mad. I'm not gonna lie.
For real. Yeah, for sure. So. You said basketball is kind of all you do. What's some players that you emulate from, or you take pieces from that you try to show in your game?
You could ask my parents. I used to always watch Curry highlights, 2016, 2017. Yeah, I used to always watch Curry, so that's who I grew up watching. I'm not gonna lie.
For real? Mm-hmm. Before everything kind of came about, you were really a shooter, so that makes sense. I don't think people remember seeing you when you were younger. One kid that I feel like you kind of remind me of, but it's different, is Anthony Black, right? Yeah, I bet you do, especially it's recent, we just seen AB. Just the athletic, versatile, big guard. Obviously AB can play point, he can play the 2, he can play the 3. If you want him as your 4th guard, you can. There's so many things you can do. And I don't know, y'all have a real cool personality too. Our personalities very kind of mirror each other, but I think there's also some differences as far how y'all play make, right? He was really a downhill playmaker, where you can go downhill, but you can really do some more stuff on the half court. And AB's fantastic. Look, he was the 6th overall draft pick, so I'm not trying to say you're better than him, right? But there's a different way how y'all play make. And I think you talked about your passing. That's what I really enjoy about your game. But I feel like y'all both do that in a different way. And I think that's plays a big role into like basketball itself, right? It's not just about the scoring, it's about the passing as well. If you're a high level passer, you're gonna make it. So just talk like, yeah, you hear the AB. I know I was long-winded. It's fine. Sometimes I'm long-winded. ISO Ani. It's ISO Ani. Like shit, it has my name on it, right? But talk about like those comparisons. Do you see that with you and Anthony Black, or kind of what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, for sure. I watched his Duncanville days when he played Case and Wallace and them. I used to always watch him. Definitely stood out to me.
That was at the Whataburger tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was an insane game.
Those games are crazy.
Yeah, like that Case and Wallace game at the Whataburger tournament, I felt like I was watching Stone Cold Steve Austin come out because he couldn't play because he had that whole deal with UIL, and they cleared him like at halftime or like in third quarter, something crazy. Came out just. Everybody's going insane. It's like, he's just trying to rip everybody's heads off and stuff like that. So, no, it's really dope. But Austin, this ain't gonna be the last ISO Ani we do, but is there anything that you like to share to the public or the listeners about you, about like what's to come, what can they expect in the next few years? Because I'll tell you, Keontae George, NBA player. Casey Wallace, NBA player. I've interviewed Ron Holland, NBA player. I like to interview pros. So if I interview you, I think you're gonna be a pro, all right? So just anything you wanna tell the fans, because they're gonna be looking at this in that 227 draft, and you're gonna be like, yeah, remember this ISO Ani interview? So what do you want to say to the fans?
I feel like I'm for sure on the come up, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I could be up there in that draft one day, and I'm definitely confident, got the pieces around me to do it. I'm ready.
Perfect, appreciate it, Austin.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
for the time, dog.
Yes, sir.